Hey guys, Jim here. This video is my favorite cartoons and is done by request by Ladynikkie or Nikki. This first part will be dealing with basically cartoons that I liked that were funny, and slowly transitioning into the action cartoons that I liked growing up over the years. So let's go ahead and get started and find out which of my favorite funny cartoons are. Now the first one up is Steven Spielberg's Tiny Toon Adventures. I used to love this cartoon when I was growing up. The main characters were, as you see there, Buster and Babs Bunny. They weren't related, but the reason why I loved this show so much was because of the way they used the iconic characters in the Warner Brothers universe, I guess you could say. And it sort of took another spin with it, all that. And I found it very funny. And they sort of used skits and stuff like that. It was sort of had more adult sense of humor, but it kept a little bit of childish child sense of humor. But it was a little more adult-like. But the next cartoon I'm going to be showing up I thought was more geared toward adults. But it was still fantastic. But Tiny Toon Adventures kind of set the bar for that. Now the next cartoon that I absolutely love, is Animaniacs. This was another Steven Spielberg cartoon. Like I mentioned before, this cartoon was sort of more geared toward adult humor. There was a lot of stuff that as an adult or as a child I didn't get, and now that I look back and some of the humorous parts that were in there, I get now because I'm more of an adult. Or am an adult now. But the main characters in this one were Yakko, Wakko, and Dot, the Warner brothers and the Warner sister. I love this cartoon because it was just nonstop laughter. It was so off the wall humor, and it really was a great series. I can't say enough about it. Really great, Animaniacs. Now, growing up, weekday afternoons were quite fun because Disney had a lineup of cartoons that were very great. One of them was Chippendales Rescue Rangers. I found this cartoon very, very great. It was real fun, sort of actiony, but it was still a great cartoon. It was sort of humorous, but it was humorous. But it dealt with a lot more action than what most of the funny cartoons. But Dale provided great humor, and one of my favorite characters on there was actually the fly Zipper. And I don't know, it's just something about him I liked, and it really was a great character. It was a good NES game too, by the way. If you haven't played it yet, it was a great game. So Chippendales Rescue Rangers, great cartoon. Darkwing Duck. I used to love Darkwing Duck. Now this dealt more of the comedic type of cartoon. It was action. It was based on action, but had a lot of humor in it. Darkwing Duck was the main character. He's a superhero, and sort of the Batman, I guess, of the Disney universe. And very comedic, very funny. My favorite character on here was the Liquidator. I don't know what it is about the Liquidator, but I just found him awesome, a great villain, and all his catchphrases and stuff like that made me laugh all the time for Liquidator. So it was awesome. Used to love it as a kid. So Darkwing Duck is definitely one of my favorite cartoons. Now I can't mention Darkwing Duck without the one that started it all, DuckTales. This cartoon was actually pretty cool, I thought. It deals with Uncle Scrooge and Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Huey, Dewey, and Louie were basically left with Uncle Scrooge, and he had to basically raise the kids, and they go on all these adventures and stuff like that. But there's still a lot of humor in there. Gizmo Duck would always make me laugh. Launchpad, he was always crashing no matter what. So it was still lots of great humor, but it dealt more into it kind of dealt more into action-packed stuff. And as you can see now we're starting to transition into more of the still fun, but more action-packed type of stuff. But DuckTales was definitely a great cartoon nonetheless. Inspector Gadget. This cartoon made me laugh so much because of oh man, Gadget just made me laugh so much. He'd mess things up, but somehow always get things right. He has a daughter named Penny, and the dog's name is Brain. I think it was Brain. And yeah, growing up, this cartoon made me laugh. I remember being real little, watching this cartoon, and it made me laugh so hard. The chief always blowing up, but Chief Wiggum, he used to laugh. Was it Quimby? No, Quimby, Chief Quimby. And yeah, Wiggum's of The Simpsons, I believe. But anyway, Dr. Claw was the main villain. We never got to see Dr. Claw's face, but it was still a great show. Inspector Gadget made me laugh, definitely. The real Ghostbusters was more action typed, but I have to say it did make me laugh because of two characters. One was Ray, who was one of the Ghostbusters, who was actually the voice of Garfield in the TV show. So and his always kind of sarcastic humor always made me laugh in both shows, and it was really funny. But the other character that always made me laugh was the Slimer. Could never really understand him, but he got into trouble a lot of the time. But did try to help, which was really cool. But he always was eating and getting into trouble as far as that was concerned. And it really was a great show. It's too bad that I missed out on the final parts of this series, but was still a good show nonetheless. But very funny. I thought it was good. The Tick. Oh my gosh. This is probably the emphasis of funny cartoons, funny superhero cartoons. The Tick is hilarious. He's basically a spin-off of both the Hulk and Superman. But he's just really naive and slow. Oh, he's not stupid, but well, I guess he may be stupid, but in a very funny type of way. He has a really good heart, and but just the antics he gets into, the villains in there are hilarious. Everything about it. His sidekick Arthur is a guy dressed up in a moth suit, and it's really quirky, really fun humor, but add action in it as well. The Tick always made me laugh. Spoon. But one of the greatest cartoons, I think, was both hilarious and had action in it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Raphael Michelangelo always made me laugh. But my favorite character, turtle on here, was Leonardo. For some reason, I just loved Leonardo. I guess that was the swords, maybe. But yeah, it was. I used to love Ninja Turtles. I had a blanket. I had a couple of their action figures. Yeah, it was when they were big. Man, they were big. And Ninja Turtles provided some great cartoons. I didn't really much get into the revamp of the series, but old school, in my opinion, is still the best one. But I kind of dug the new school. So in part 2, I'll be dealing mostly with action type of cartoons. They didn't really have any humor, but yeah, that's up in part 2.